Joseph Flanagan was born on July 13, 1886 at Leabeg, County Roscommon, village of Ballymoe, Ireland. He was the 8th of 11 children born to John and Nora Flanagan. The Flanagans were a hard-working family of farmers. They were raised sharing the modest and cramped quarters of the home in Leabeg. Edward was baptised at St. Crone's Parish in Ballymoe. He attended Drummatemple National School near his home, and he began his secondary education in 1901. He graduated with academic distinction from Summerhill College in Sligo. Edward was prone to poor health. In a letter to a friend, he wrote,
"I was the little shepherd boy who took care of the cattle and sheep. That seemed to me my job, as I was the delicate member of the family and good for nothing else, and with probably a poorer brain than most of the other members of my family."
The Flanagans were a devout religious family, and the rosary was their family prayer. Young Eddie could often be found with his father praying the rosary in the rain as they searched for lost sheep. He was clearly formed for his lifelong mission work during these days of his youth in Ireland.
The old-fashioned home with fireside companionship, its religious devotion, its closely knit family ties is my idea of what home should be. My father would tell me many stories that were interesting to a child, stories of adventure or the struggle of the Irish people for independence. It was from him I learned the great science of life and heard examples from the lives of saints, scholars and patriots. It was from his life I first learned the fundamental rule of the life of the great Saint Benedict: pray and work.
In 1904, Edward immigrated to America with his sister Nellie, arriving at Ellis Island on August 27th aboard the SS Celtic. He began his studies at Mount St. Mary's University in Emmitsburg, Maryland. From there, he studied in numerous different places, at times leaving his studies to rest in Omaha due to his continual poor health. He attended the Dunwoody Seminary in Yonkers, the Copernica College in Rome, and the Royal Imperial Leopold Francis University in Austria. On July 26, 1912, Edward was ordained to the priesthood and celebrated his first Mass in St. Ignatius Church in Innsbruck, Austria. In 1913, Father Flanagan was serving in St. Patrick's Church in Omaha, Nebraska, when tragedy struck. On Easter Sunday, a violent tornado hit Omaha, destroying 1/3 of the city. The tornado left 155 people killed, hundreds of homeless, and numerous fathers of families without work. Father Flanagan would spend the next 2 years attending to the needs of those affected by the tornado. In 1917, Father Flanagan opened a homeless men's shelter. After listening to their stories, he realized it was always the same. None of those men had come from a loving and caring family. All were victims of parental neglect or broken homes, or homes where their parents had died or deserted. Father Flanagan was about to discover his mission: the foundation of Boys Town. After an exhaustive study of the juvenile justice system in the summer of 1917, Father Flanagan took 7 boys from the courts, met with them 3 times a week, and established a healthy routine for them. By November, he knew his purpose. With the permission of the Omaha Diocesan Bishop Jeremiah Harty, on December 12, 1917, he moved 5 boys, aged 8 to 10, into his first home for boys in the old Byron Reed building at 25th and Dodge. He quickly outgrew that building and on June 1, 1918, moved his now 32 boys to the former German-American home at 4206 South 13th Street. By Christmas, there were over 100 boys in the home, and soon the capacity of 150 boys was reached. On May 18, 1921, he received the deed to Overlook Farm. After constructing 5 buildings for his boys, he was able to move them to their new home on October 22, 1921. Overlook Farm is now the incorporated village of Boys Town. Father Flanagan's mission work took him to 31 states and to 12 countries in Asia and in Europe. More than 6,000 youth were under his direct care during his lifetime. US presidents and other world leaders sought his counsel. He inspired clergy and youth care workers throughout the world. 89 programs across the globe are directly inspired by his example. In 1946, Father Flanagan visited his beloved Ireland for the last time. It was among Father Flanagan's dying wishes that his mission work would be brought to Ireland.
The work will continue, you see, whether I'm there or not, because it's God's work, not mine.
Father Flanagan passed away from a heart attack on May 15, 1948, in Berlin, Germany. His funeral was held in the Dowd Memorial Chapel of the Immaculate Conception, located in the heart of Boys Town. The 450 boys living in the settlement said their last goodbyes, and across the country, 5,500 Boys Town graduates mourned the loss of their beloved father. The fruits of his mission continue to develop, and today they include Boys Town programs located in 10 states and Washington, D.C., 2 hospitals, one on the main campus, a national training center, and a national hotline. Today, Boys Town provides direct and indirect care to 1.4 million youth and families annually, all thanks to one man's generous response to God's call.